Dude, we had some stout before this, and we were working on some things. We're going to talk about some things too.
Yeah, I would hope so. That's kind of what a podcast would do.
But I'm still itchy.
Yeah, stouts do that sometimes. Like they kind of like hit on your allergies, and
why?
I don't know. I've noticed that before, but yeah, we did the Goose Island Imperial Stout aged in rum barrels, and
it was tasty.
It was really good.
It was really good.
It was really good, but the itchiness and
the part where your throat closes up, that not so much.
Eyes are swelling, but
yeah, my eyes were itching.
We've had some fun. We've had some fun over the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
We've had some fun over the last couple hours.
I would agree with that.
And I'm excited about the next 29 minutes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hey, listener, are you excited about the next 29 minutes?
You should be. Because it's exciting. Oh.
Roll the intro.
Hi, Phil.
Welcome to Whiskey Bits,
with Matt and Phil,
where we sip on everyday whiskeys
and find the funny in our everyday lives. So what do we got today?
Today we are drinking Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. Those of you who joined the pre-show,
the show before the show.
Yeah, the show before the show.
Yeah.
You got to see me pour this, talk a little bit about it. But
we should do that as a TikTok show, TikTok live show before the show. Oh, we're gonna be so famous. Keep going.
Heaven Hill, as we know, DSP KY1. First distillery that was registered in Kentucky. So this is Beck's 6158 corn seed varietal. This one has a bit of an age statement here. We're talking about 7 years.
It's corn, though.
7 years. 35% rye. It lays out the mash bill on here. 35% rye, 52% corn, 13% malt.
Okay.
We've got 53.5%, 107 proof on this Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. I'm very excited about this one. We love the Heaven Hill.
Hold this baby. We got
lot of
this.
the Heaven Hill stuff.
Shout out again. Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Woodman's,
yeah. That's where we picked this one up.
In Lakemore.
Yeah, this one is not within our typical $50 find it on the shelf every day, but I've been so excited to try it that we have to review it.
We got to show, we got to give them some gems every now and then.
Yeah, what did you just do?
I was wetting the cork.
Okay.
Isn't that,
give me my bottle back.
You know how many times you told me you got to wet the cork? You know You know what? You know how much I spend hours a day in here wetting corks, just all night long wetting corks.
You're just what we would call the classic cork soaker.
Cork soaker, yeah. Major cork soaker.
What a cork soaker.
Oh my goodness. I see a t-shirt.
Yeah. That's that is typically my fantasy football name. It's not cork soaker, it's the Fargan ice holes. Like that?
That's pretty good. I think I remember you telling me that once.
Yeah.
But we're in a church league, so we got to be careful.
Yeah, so I had to change it to I've got Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I'm Purdy fly for a white guy.
Purdy fly for a white guy. I'm right in the middle now. I was dead last.
Yeah.
Now I'm 6th out of 12.
Out of 10. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm still bad.
Yeah. I'm still rocking first place. I've got one loss.
Guy.
I don't have the most points in the league. If the guy with the most points in the league catches me, he'll take over first. But I'm heading towards the first round bye. I'm really hopeful. No injuries. That's key here in fantasy football.
And you know what, Phil? If this was a freaking football podcast, we'd probably have more listeners. So
freaking fantasy football cast.
That's true.
We'd probably have more listeners. Yeah. We should do a whiskey fantasy football podcast.
Oh, we should. Coming up next.
Only allowed if you're in the top 2 of our fantasy leagues.
Yes, exactly.
I'm out. I'm kidding.
This smells.
It's funny. I do play fantasy football on a fairly regular occasion, meaning this is the first time I've played in like 3 years, but I've never won.
I've won once or twice.
The one time that I'm like absolutely dominating a league, it's a church league for no money. It's like bragging rights only, and they're like, be humble about it though, because we are Christians,
right? Like
and like dang it, no, I really want to rub this in everybody's faces that I dominated you in fantasy football.
The thing though about it is when you have money, it's a quick stop. It's a quick I won. Here's my cash. It's over. When there's no money involved, this is going to be forever. You could be like, remember when I won?
Yeah,
because you can just keep it coming. So
that's true.
Really, It's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's true.
If you win.
I should think about it that way.
If I don't come back from 6th place and destroy you.
Well,
I'm
I hope
just
you
going
do.
for playoffs.
I gotta tell you, we have a Bears fan in our league.
Uh-huh.
We have multiple Bears
Well,
fans.
yeah.
But one of the Bears fans in our league has all of the Bears players. It's Caleb Williams. It's Cole Clement.
Who is it?
It's everybody, right? I opened up the league this morning, and what did I see?
It's a bye week?
That person, is it a bye week?
I don't know.
Are the Bears on a bye? No, they already had their bye.
They had.
They've dropped all of their Bears players because their offense is just not good, and like I think he's tired of losing.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can't.
Yeah.
I've hitched my wagon to this horse long enough.
I've switched so many players out.
Yeah. All right, should we get to the whiskey?
Yeah. We're just in the episode order. We're having a pre-convo. We did a show before the show. Then we
did
talked a little bit about
Yeah.
whiskey. We did fantasy football. And now we're back to the whiskey.
And we talked stouts. It's stout season.
It is, yeah.
It's stout season. We've got
stout season might be over for me. I'm not gonna lie.
the holiday season is upon us.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
And we've had we've had the release of the
Thanksgiving episode has been out.
No, what I mean, but like Black Friday, we had all of the Goose Island released. And we're firmly into stout season. The next 2 months is going to be almost exclusively stouts until we get to March Madness.
A lot of thinking to do all that. What you just did there.
Is it?
I feel like there's a lot of dates in your head, a lot of calendar. What
do you smell on this one? I'll try to get his
corn husk. Let's move on.
Again?
No, I don't. I'm gonna go for the taste.
You know what's interesting is
I don't really.
Go ahead.
It's a sweet smell. Nothing.
While you taste it, I'm gonna share what I like. It's really interesting as it says grained glass because all I smell is like a grassy type of. I get some of those grains. You can almost pick them up, individually.
Holy monkey! Really good.
Wow, is that tasty?
Pungent.
That is really good.
For nostrils.
Yeah, no, there's a little bit of a bite to it, but
it's warm though.
Man, is there some really good stuff in there?
It was just like a pack of flavor right away.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, agreed.
Like a sweetness in the smell for sure, but just kind of a simple nose. But then like a pack of flavor, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do this again because I need to unpack whatever it is that I have going on in my mouth.
Yeah. This is like a mid to high rye, I think, for a bourbon, 35% rye.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 50, the 50 that are remaining. In this case, it's 52% corn. So there's not as much corn in this one. This would kind of, almost fit that high rye type of
grain
type of
glass.
grainy.
Corn's technically a grain, but
yeah. Yeah,
but
it is.
Maybe they're playing off of more of the fact that other grains are higher than.
Yeah,
I'm reading too much into it.
No, I think that makes sense.
I for sure got some sort of sweet something in the front.
Yeah. No, I think that's probably a lot of the corn. You grab that in the oak barrel that it's in and all that kind of stuff because it is a bourbon. So we know that all those things fit, but it's very it's complex. But you can pick a lot of that stuff out. It's very good.
It is just one of those that I feel if I really want to just have a comforting. This is a great one for this time of year. Actually.
Yeah.
It just feels like you would sit down and it's not like, oh, it reminds me of a holiday flavor, but you'd sit down in front of a fire at night when it's cold and pour yourself a glass of this. Yeah. It just feels comforting, but also like, I think I've said this before for one of them that we did. It's higher class, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what word to put on that.
Do you think that has to do with the barley? Like knowing that there's a significant amount of the malt.
Is that the malt? That's the malt. Yeah, barley. It could, and I've always said if I'm gonna do one, I would do high corn and high barley. I think because I like the sweetness that comes with that. Yeah, and it could be. Yeah, maybe the barley's bringing sophisticated. That's the word I was looking for. It feels like a sophisticated, and even you can look at the way it's designed. Like
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is, and it's really nice. Like again, Heaven Hill,
knocked another one out of the park.
And like I don't remember where it was. Somebody was asking me what my favorite. No, it was on TikTok. Somebody was like, "Hey, what's your favorite bourbon?" And I was like, Heaven Hill, and I could actually say, because I can name like Pikesville. That's Heaven Hill, right?
I think so. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
So
yeah, most of the stuff is from Heaven.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff, like obviously not Driftless Glen is not.
Well, no, but like a lot of the things that that I've
turn out we like. Yeah,
I've been like, oh, it's Heaven Hill. What the heck?
Well, your favorite has to be the mellow corn, right?
Yeah.
Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And when that bottled and bond started hitting the shelves, I mean that again, if you guys haven't gotten bottled and bond,
check it out. We have an episode on that one.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Go listen to the episode, but on your way to listening to the episode, just go buy a bottle. It's available now almost like everywhere. It's between $30, $40 most places.
That would be a good. I feel like there's probably a good comparison here with those two. But if you're like, try that. Start there. Start with the bottle and bond.
That's a solid pick. It's a bottled and bond, like so you're getting like some decent quality, 100 proof. You know that all the stuff behind it. But I think for this one, I thoroughly enjoy this.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm really glad we got this bottle, and I think this one is somewhere between $70 and $100, but I don't remember the exact number.
It was $79.
Okay, so right at $80.
But it was a hard one to get.
Yeah, this is a little bit more allocated. Yeah. This is released. I think this is released once a year, if I'm reading this right. Based on the label. Yeah, it's released once a year. So this one doesn't come out all the time. But I think the other one that they have out that's similar to this is a grain to glass. It's a rye.
Okay.
As well, which when I was
for the listener. Really, for me, grain to glass. How is that different than however else they're doing it? I mean, why put that on the label?
Great question. I don't know that I
know. That's why I freaking asked. I
don't.
I mean, it's like. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So angry. I get so. Wow. I'm sorry. You okay?
I'm doing fine. No. I wish I had your glasses so I could read this. Although if I had your glasses, I couldn't read this.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be able to see it. But
I'm blind as a bat.
Yeah. So the grain to glass, I feel is kind of more. It definitely is more of a special. A special variety that they put out there.
Okay. No significance necessarily.
My guess is we're talking about
processing or something, or
we're talking about something that is not going to be filtered or charcoal filtered or something like that. You're talking like
that makes sense.
We distill it, we put it in the barrel, it goes to the glass. Like we're not doing a ton to this one. We want you to see exactly what this process looks like, and I think it's neat that they put the mash bill on there. They give you so much different information on there.
I said that I think for the couple episodes ago when we were reading the mash bill, and I was like, I like having that on there because that to me is really the only way that I can say for sure these ratios, like higher corn, like I know because mellow corn, I'm like, okay, I know I like corn, so but what else affects what. Certain bourbons or whiskeys that I like. Is it the barley? Is it, what is it? So I think it is. I think it's the barley. Yeah. From what? And malt and barley is the same?
It's malted barley, I believe is kind of the way you do that. Mm-hmm. Which is really common.
It's malting.
Yeah.
The barley is malting.
Right.
Like it's defeathering.
Right. Something like that. I have no clue.
Malting is like what a bird does. Remember in Aladdin, Iago, I'm malting. That was my impression of.
It's gonna be weird, but I didn't watch a lot of those movies.
What? Oh my gosh, Phil.
Maybe Beauty and the Beast.
That's the best.
That's probably the one that I watched. That I know the most.
I was Gaston in high school.
Were you?
Yeah. Obviously.
Did you wear that same ripped cod piece that you had when you for the Halloween episode? A bigger one.
I was younger. I was underdeveloped.
Yeah. I get it.
As you're like, whoa.
I understand.
Yeah, we put some. This is a family show.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know that we would necessarily want to put a stamp of approval on this one because it is a little bit more rare.
Maybe we have a different stamp.
But like, I think the idea is, if you were curious about this one and you were kind of back and forth on it, being that it's $80 or being that you may not see it, I would definitely recommend picking it up. It's not. You're not going to be disappointed necessarily.
Maybe this is like we need to have like some specials. Like a special.
Yeah.
This would be a Whiskey Bits special approved.
Special pick.
Yeah, because we want to be able to say, hey, like we're going to throw you $50 and under all day long.
Right.
But like if you're going to splurge, it's a Whiskey Bits splurge pick.
I would not. Please,
Whiskey Bits.
Let's not use splurge.
Well, splurge. I didn't say. Is that splurge? Not.
It doesn't help.
I had a friend, my friend Ryan, growing up, my best friend Ryan. His dog's name, you know what it was? Scooge.
Scooge? Not Scrooge? Or
no, Scooge. And the thing had an underbite too. It was like.
Was it like a French bulldog?
No, it was like a tiny furry little. It looked like a gray version of your little one.
Oh, of Bullet.
But mixed with the dog head shape from Neverending Story. The flying dog. I don't know what kind of
that dog was huge, isn't it?
No. Well, yeah, but this dog was not. It was tiny. Okay. Scooge. I think he had a deviated septum. He's like...
Well, those isn't it the Frenchies, the French bulldogs? Like, you can hear them breathing from a mile away. Like,
my gosh,
they snore every time they sleep. It's obnoxiously loud. Yeah, it's awesome.
If my dad were here, he'd be like, it's like my mother-in-law, but she's been dead for a while. Awkward.
Is your dad like he's funny?
I don't know how to answer that, Phil. What's scary is when Madison will be like, your dad said the same thing, or like, oh, your dad did that joke, or oh, that's a joke that you're doing that's like your dad. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's true. Turning into my father.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's old school funny though.
Yeah.
But he's funny, and then he knows it, and then he tells you the same jokes over and over.
Has to.
Every time.
Turns out that's what comedians do.
Yeah, well, yes, but it's like, yes, but I'm like, hey, I've already seen that show, Dad, okay? Like, I'm going to go see a different comedian now. He's like, no, you're going to watch this show for the rest of your life every time I'm over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, dad jokes are some of my favorites, but...
We haven't put anything in the dad joke loading, but I think it's because we've been hitting some good, home runs.
Do we need to add some good stuff in there to see if it'll
I don't know.
Spike that up a little bit? Or do we remain like the dad joke loading is like...
I mean, I guess it's
punishment shot if you hit a dad joke.
Yeah, like dad jokes are kind of funny.
Yeah.
They were funny at one point.
I think 40s,
they are
50s.
Funny. They're funny. So it's like you want a little bit of good in there. But at the same time, it's like, come on. Here's what I thought we could talk about. Had a big event happen in your life.
Yeah.
So you're now homeless?
That's right.
Spouseless?
Right. Please, God, no.
No. Jobless?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jobless and
Why am I laughing?
I don't know.
Because the episode that I listened to the other day, you were like talking about like, is this what I want to keep doing? Did you listen to?
It was the
one that came out today.
Oh, that's weird. How are put yourself in the listener's shoes in a couple weeks.
Hold on a second. As the one that shooting this,
it's the one that came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We just happened to release it.
Yes.
Recently.
I don't know. It was just, I was like, ooh.
No, that's the midlife crisis one.
Yes. Yes. You ready to have an actual midlife crisis? No. So update us? Because I want to say, hey, let's update the listener maybe on what's going on. If you're okay talking about it.
Yeah.
What's going on in your life? What?
I'm not. Let's move on to something else. I thought what we could talk about, and like you didn't run that by me.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
No,
let's do it.
Because what we've been doing has been so inspiring. Because I don't. It's not the not working thing. It's what you're doing now, and like the stuff that we've been doing the last like week.
Yeah,
has just been amazing.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I'm
sales stuff. I feel like you got like a fire lit under you.
No, it's really true. It has been kind of inspiring, and as hard as job changes can be, and as stressful and sort of complex as they can be, I feel like I'm in a really good spot, and I agree with you. Like, it's been a lot of fun. I do feel like I've got a lot of passion back in my life for something good, and not that what I was doing was bad before, but like it was just kind of like, was it maybe a roadblock, or was there maybe something that was out there? But it's been, this year, and I'll get a little bit personal here, like, but this year that you've been listening along, like, we've been going through some stuff.
Yeah.
We've been going through some stuff, and we haven't really gotten into it too much in the
because we're podcast, like, let's try to be funny.
Yeah,
and then like the week prior, we're like, oh gosh, everything's falling apart.
It really was, and like I will say that this podcast and recording these episodes and kind of doing this whole thing has been kind of an outlet from some really kind of heavy stuff in my personal life and our family's life. And so,
I mean, you won't even let people touch your thigh. I mean, that's how
right.
serious it got.
It got so serious that I was like,
remember that?
I was thinking about considering letting people touch my thigh, because I was like, at this point, what do we have to lose?
Yeah.
But no, my mom got really sick at kind of right before we started filming these episodes. And again, this was kind of an opportunity for me to sort of step away from that and kind of, invest some time and energy into something that's a little bit lighter,
mindless.
Frankly. Yeah, very mindless in your case.
Like,
and
not a lot happening, if anything at all, up here.
That's right. Right. If brain power and hair follicles were combined, your head would be perfect.
Yeah,
to decide what is
zero. So what you're saying is zero brain power,
zero
losing hair. Okay, got it.
No, not all bald people are dumb. I'm going after you. That's all that is. No, in all seriousness, like this has been really kind of therapeutic at times and things like that. But with her getting really sick, unfortunately, she did pass this this last couple of months. And
wait, what? My mom's dead too. So now
I know. Now we can do.
But like, when can we actually start doing?
It's too soon. I'm not quite there yet.
Too soon.
I'm not quite there yet. I'm okay with.
You're okay. Me
with your dead mom
doing
jokes,
my dead mom jokes,
but I'm not there for me yet.
Well,
it's just I think it's a little too raw. But I kind of look at that, and then the within a short amount of time, like my job situation changes in such a way that's like. But again, it
was just like one thing after another. It was like Amy had, was going through some stuff, and
I mean that's the thing is like my mom gets sick, and then Amy's in the hospital for 3 weeks at the at the start of the year as well. So it's just been a lot, and it kind of almost feels like there's been a lot of these things that have been sort of constants in my life that are sort of changing and moving. And so I think the midlife crisis episode kind of happened right in the middle of all of that. That was like, oh my gosh.
But it was also fun.
Somewhat like prophetic, right? Like it was almost somewhat like
it really was
talking about some of this stuff. And now like, I don't know. I feel like lighter. I feel like there's a little bit of an air around things. And I know that seems weird, having like grieving the loss of my mom and all that kind of stuff. But there is sort of that sort of like renewing that's happening within our lives and things. And I think being able to kind of focus a little bit on to how can we help each other through the different challenges that we have in our careers and our lives and things like that. It's just been fun the last couple of weeks.
Well, and you've been really helping with, the podcast side of my business, like, and just the sales stuff and helping clarify things. I mean, Phil, is a fantastic, like, business minded consultant, sales guru genius. And I offer nothing back, really. Just emptiness. I don't even know if I'm funny, to be honest.
I would say comic relief, but
that's even a stretch. I think it's a stretch.
No, no, but it's been
really so fun. Like we spent. I mean, we're recording. I think we started this at like 11:30 at night, Tuesday night. And normally,
Do you want to give the date just to completely ruin everything?
This is the year 2027, and we're time travelers.
Oh my word!
No, but like, but we just spent like 2 hours like going over stuff, and it's just like bam, like, and so I don't know, I found it exciting, and I think it's just going to be exciting to see where you go with it. And you're like, today you're like, I got a client. I'm like, you've been out of work for like a day, and like you're like already making money, and I'm like, I've been doing this for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. I'm like, I'm scraping by. But that's so awesome. Yeah. But now it's like the stuff you've been teaching me has been like huge.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe, I know we're kind of just scratching the surface here and being a little vague, I guess, but I did a show last night. I hadn't done a comedy show in like 2 months. And I was just like feeling like, oh, is this gone? And it just, again, revigorated. So I feel like between the show, between the stuff you're working on now, between you helping me, and I'm feeling confident in my business stuff, like, I don't know, maybe this page has turned, and maybe now we're in this season of like starting to move forward and success and going after it. And dude, like maybe it was because I got my nevus removed. Maybe that's what was dragging me down this whole time. Maybe it was dragging both of us down.
It could be. It was certainly distracting for me.
You're like, I don't know if I can do this. All I see is the nevus.
I just constantly.
Yeah, you're just constantly staring.
Need my eye line, Jim.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you looking at?
Here. I'm up here. Man. Anyways,
awesome.
I guess all that to say, I mean, we talked about, what would we talk about at the beginning?
Stouts,
and then what else? Oh, fantasy football.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about your job changes and just moving forward in life and like reinvigoration, re-inspiration. And so I'm excited for, as we're getting close to the end of our first year of doing these episodes, I'm excited for what 2025 has to hold and for the conversations we're going to have, and the guests we're going to have on. I think.
Oh, so excited!
I think finally, like I'm going to be able to get to a point where I can actually like lock these guys down, because we got some good potentials coming up here.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm really excited about that. Getting down to the Bourbon Trail and meeting up with some of these people that we've made connections with at different events and different phone calls and different connections that we've had. Like, I think it'd be great to, kind of reconnect with them and have some fun down on the Bourbon Trail as kind of like the celebration of our first year of podcasting, right?
And maybe I get another nevus removed. Who knows? Maybe we remove all the nevuses. You can get some removed.
I'm looking for nevuses to get taken off.
Good.
So.
Yeah, I'm not going to help you, but ask Amy. I'm sure she probably already knows. She's like,
I'll need that dermatologist too.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, no, I hold those close to the chest.
Yeah, or close to the nevus.
I hold my dermatologist close to the nevus.
That's awesome.
Well, dude, I'm excited for what for the rest of this year. I'm excited for what the podcast, and let's get some merch. Let's make some merch.
You want to do merch?
Yeah, I think we need shirts.
Yeah, shirts would be great.
Like, I don't have a nevus, but I have whiskey.
Yeah. That's not a nevus. That's a whiskey bit.
That's a whiskey bit. Oh, dang. Love it.
That's an inside joke for those who are listeners.
Nevus is a mole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've explained it before.
If this is the first time you've heard this, go back a few episodes.
Yep.
You'll find
You'll find the nevus.
Yeah. I think it's entitled Doctor's Appointment.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whiskey.
Nevus.
That's Peerless and Doctor's Visits.
Nevusless.
Nevusless. That's awesome. Well,
thanks, Phil.
How about this? To new adventures. And to lots more whiskey.
And less Nevi.
Next time on Whiskey Bits.
She doesn't want to listen to you. This is what
No, that's your phone. That's why it doesn't like. Okay.
Hey Siri, when was Die Hard released? 88.
Oh. Okay, that's enough.
Look, we don't need it's not like a book. We don't need.
We just wanted quick date. We don't need any extra stuff.
Like
leave it to the British.
She's Australian. Continue.
Leave it to the
88.
Leave it to the Aussies.
The Aussies.
You can't even beat an emu in a wall.
Yeah, you can't even beat an emu in a wall.
All right. So why are we asking you in 1988? So before 1988, I would say that my favorite Christmas movie was probably It came upon a midnight clear. Like,
That's not a movie. That's a song. It came upon a midnight clear.
Hey, thanks for sticking around. That's it for this episode of Whiskey Bits. But if you enjoyed yourself, please like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform.